Hi everyone, good afternoon. Come take a walk with me. We're gonna take a walk and I'm gonna talk about something. And I've never walked and talked before, so if this video sucks, which it may very well suck, that's okay. So, while doing my errands this afternoon, I passed a house. Whoop, covering the camera there. That's not good. I passed a house that I've taken note of many times before. This fella obsesses over his lawn. Now, it's one thing to keep your grass cut and, plant a few flower beds. No, this guy's obsessed, and he's been obsessed for years. I can't wrap my head around his line of thinking. Every year, every early spring, he torches his front yard. He burns the entire thing. From top to bottom, anything in his front yard, it gets burned. The entire thing. And then he pumps his lawn full of chemicals and what I call Frankengrass, because it's a monstrosity and it only exists because people pieced it together to make it happen. So he plants his lawn full of Frankengrass. He's out there finally manicuring it, finally putting chemicals on it, pumping every unnatural thing he can imagine into his soil, just so he can have perfect, symmetrical blades of grass growing in his lawn, one after the other, after the other, after the other. Perfectly manicured lawn. Well, today I drove by, and this isn't the first time I've seen it, but he was out there with a pair of scissors and a little prong fork, walking each and every foot of his lawn, looking for even one weed or blade of grass out of place. Let that sink in. Why would you do that? Why would you have a fake lawn? Why would you obsess over each and every blade of grass in your yard looking exactly right? Can you imagine what kind of life that person leads? Can you imagine that they have so few worries and cares in the world that they have the time to, first off, grow a fake lawn that in no way looks like what an actual landscape looks like, and then to obsess over it so much that they can get out there with a pair of scissors and a fork to pluck out even the slightest of disparity. Anything that does not look like what they think grass should look like. That's pretty depressing. Hi, Torty. What you doing? Yeah? Torty's come on my walk with me. I'm walking down our side drive through the woods. So yeah, that really bothered me. Not because I'm nosy or anything, but it just seems so shallow and trivial to lead a life like that. Don't you wish your life was so easy that you had time to invest into a fake yard with fake grass? It must be nice. And think about how Think about how shallow this guy must be. Let that sink in. You torch a yard every year. You reset it with unnatural chemicals and seeds every year. It can't grow on its own unless you're giving it certain additives and chemicals. And then you treat it like it's the Taj Mahal and snip out anything that looks different. I can't wrap my head around that. You know, my yard is natural. You'll find clover. You'll find dandelions. You might find a little bit of thistle here and there. You find grass of all kinds. It's a natural landscape. And it grows and thrives without a lot of water. I don't have to water my lawn. It just grows on its own. And then to have a lawn that is a FrankenLawn, because it's dead. It's only alive because you are doing things to it. And as soon as you stop doing things to it, it disappears. And then you go to the end of your season and you torch it. And your front lawn is just a rabbled desert through the winter. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not shallow enough to understand doing that to your yard. I can only wonder what that guy is like in real life. You know? Anyway. I'm being a bit silly, but I often think about this guy and I'm reminded of how I don't want to be that person, ever. Don't ever want to be that person. Anyway, it's a beautiful day here in East Tennessee. The rain has backed off for a while. It's a little humid, but it's also a nice day. Anyway, Torty says hello. Ain't that right, Torty? Yeah, she said, I'm gonna roll around. Thank y'all for coming for a walk with me. Just a little brief topic. Try not to lead such a shallow life. Invest your time and energy into things that are far more important than your FrankenLawn. Okay? I'll talk to you soon. Thank y'all for coming by. See ya.